So maybe we're back, and we just if I get the chance to cut it out and still end up posting this video, we tried to connect for about 10 games, probably less, but you know, my mind exaggerates like most minds, and it didn't work out. And so we've restarted the Xbox, and we'll see what happens. And today we're going to try out, I brewed up this deck on the last quick little video before we failed to find a game. And it's just Dimir. It's ingest, but it's not the typical type. Like, a lot of people overload on the ingest creatures, which I think are really bad. And I think new players should also learn are bad because they keep playing them. But we'll use Sludge Crawler because it's not terrible, and against a slow deck we want to get something out there. But most of what we're using to create the exile effects are actual spells that do things, like Horribly Awry, Spell Shrivel, Complete Disregard, Titan's Presence. And then our plan is to hit them with some of those on turns 2 through 4. And then when we get to turn 5 and turn 6, we're going to drop some big old mechanic-powered creatures like Blight Herder. We're going to drop some Drowners, some Oblivion Sower, and maybe even some Despoiler on them. And we'll try to just run them over after that. Disciple is also in here because we have a lot of spells. And the deck might be bad, but we're going to try it. And that's the plan for today. And if we get 3 games, I'll be really excited, and then maybe we'll switch decks, do something different. Alright, moment of truth. Let's see if we can actually find a game on here. It would be very nice. So yeah, Oath of the Gatewatch cards. I think I'll write an article talking about all of the Oath of the Gatewatch cards and what they would be like in duels, and maybe even brew some decks. Like, I'll make a list that I think should be the Oath of the Gatewatch set list, since they won't send it to us ever. And then I'll just write about decks that we could make with it, because it would be really fun. And man, I can't wait to see how they handle some of this stuff. So first try, fail. And here we go again. So please, just get me a game. I'm all dressed up for nothing. I got the headset on. I had my caffeine, so that I got some bounce in my step. I brewed this probably abysmal blue-black deck. There might be a person or a viewer or two who wants to know what's going on, so come on, just give me one game. Oh my goodness. Usually the strategy I use at this screen on Xbox is I back out if I don't have a game within 7 seconds, but since everything's funky today, I'm actually tempted to sit in and see if it works, if players do join the match, as I have waited for them to do quite often, as I wait for them to do all the time. So come on, join the match. Yeah, no good. No moss. Alright, let's do it again. So this will be our 3rd try, after at least 7, maybe 10 failed attempts in the last video. After which, rebooted the Xbox, restarted the stream, and here we go again. So come on, let's do this. All I want is to play this game, which I actually put money into, which was not the free-to-play. Loading. Give me loading. Give me loading. I need the loading. Doesn't look like I'm going to get that at all today. That's disappointing. I was really excited to play some games with you guys. I'm also really sick of playing on iOS because it takes forever to find matchups, and when you play on iOS, the game crashes for a number of reasons. Either your game will crash or your opponent's will crash. Oftentimes it crashes before you see your opening hand, like just when the decks are stacking up, you know, falling into a pile at the very first animation. The game usually crashes for one of the players, and that's why you get replaced by AI before they even see their hand. And that's frustrating. That's really annoying. Happens all the time. Players also, you know, since they're on their iPhone or their iPad, and they can take it anywhere. Maybe they were taking a dump and playing a game of Magic, and now they're going to wash their hands, and then there's somebody at the door like UPS, so they're going to go sign for their package, and then they're going to get a snack, and then they're going to come back and resume their turn like 10 minutes later. That's annoying, because you're just sitting there like, what could they possibly be into? What is going on? Well, this is lame. This is lame. I don't think drinking any amount of caffeine to make my rants, stories, time, and other musings any better will help. I wonder if I can just invite a game and just... Let me see if there's anybody I can invite to a game. I don't think anybody's online. Yeah, bit of a bind on this one, everybody, so bear with. We'll give it a few more tries. It's tempting to go crush the AI and see if this whatever matchmaking problem I'm having works itself out if I play a game or two. I'm not technical. I have no techie skills whatsoever, and for some reason I always end up like fixing people's electronics, but my whole strategy with fixing electronics is like unplug it, plug it back in, try something. If that doesn't work, try something else. Try everything that can possibly be tried. Push every button available. Hold down every button available. Double tap every button available. Unplug and push every button available. Throw it against the wall. If that didn't do it, I don't know. Maybe you should find a professional and give them 20 bucks. I don't know. So that's CovertGoBlue tech support. If anybody is in need of it. Typically, the only people who want my tech support are from my own family, who are too cheap to go actually find tech support and don't know anybody else my age. I think most people of my generation, who would be in their early 30s right now, can probably relate to having, mom and dad call them up in the middle of the night wondering, well, not in the middle of the night, early in the morning. That's it. Yeah, 8 in the morning before I ever even move from my bed, and asking me, saying their computer won't start, or it has some blue screen on it, or they don't know how to download a picture, or whatever. Yep. Tech support for life. That's what children are good for nowadays. Tech support for life. Searching for other players. Does anybody play this game anymore? Does anybody work here anymore? I can't believe I have any viewers watching me search for other players until the end of time. It's very disappointing. Still searching for other players. Oh my goodness. Come on. Get me in game here. I need my fix. It's actually been a few days since I went and played some randoms and tried a new deck. The tournament kind of keeps me busy, testing for that and preparing for that, and writing keeps me busy. Yesterday was a really bad day. I lost an entire Duels Diaries article that I wrote. I wrote the whole thing. It was like between 2,000 and 3,000 words, and I lost it. It was, just in a browser page, and when I went to submit it, I got the dreaded login screen, and I logged in, and it was gone. So, That was horrible, and then I had to redo the entry. Hey, that's a different message. Timed out. Well, that's different, at least. So I just haven't had a lot of chances to go out and play against the occasional player and battle them and try some stupid deck to see if it's any good. This hasn't happened much in the last few days, and it's something I like to do. It's cool to have another level of the game to prepare for, like a tournament or league, but man, going out and playing them randoms and just trying to make something out of mostly janky nothing, it's kind of part of the joy of Magic as well. And it's not going to happen today. This is infuriating. Alright, what to do with my life? I guess I'm going to battle the AI once, and then see if that fixes it, because otherwise how am I going to get my gold on? Uh-oh, it's my twin! It's my twin from Is That Lightning Bolt Land. Mechanical shoulder blades made out of screws that are upside down and held together by deer leather straps in a hoodie turtleneck thing that still gives a surprising amount of V. Anyway, let's do this. Let's take it all out on the AI. Alright, that's the kind of hand. It's not bad. Strangler and Presence can hit anything below 3. Telling Time can set us up. Horribly Awry can keep him behind. So, yeah. It's alright. It's alright. Could get into some land troubles if we draw any more tap lands, but I think Guildgate and 2 Myers Malice is the only thing. I don't know. I don't think I put Myers Malice, or I'm saying Myers Malice, I mean Mortuary Mire. I don't think I put it in this deck. Though Horribly Arise is just fine. I think the AI will get wrecked by just about anything I shuffle up, but you never know. This is the kind of hand where it's like, I'm in good shape. Oh, that's Gideon. Good night. Thank you for playing. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. That's... I guess we do this. So what else you got? A to the I. You got nothing. Alright, I will tell some time. I will get my Cleo the Psychic on. So we need more land drops, but I just don't want more tap land drops. But I don't think we'll need Languish at all, since nothing's really happening that would imply that. So we'll grab a Crawler, and we'll grab a Gate, and we'll probably could put a Crawler out there, and it will die, and that's fine. Don't let your dreams be dreams, Sludge Crawler. Live and let die. And that's boring. Okay, but I guess we'll take it. So get in there, little dude. Show the world what you're made of. Exile some junk. Now, I've said it, like, I think this deck is kind of just a deck where you jam threats instead of holding up mana, so we're gonna jam a threat. And it resolves, so let's see if he can do anything about that before I untap. Normally I would never tap out for Disciple. I don't know. I'm in aggro mood. I just want to beat the AI down brutally. Okie dokie. That's gonna fall victim to our brilliant ingest plan. And anytime you can take something off their board and put something on your board at the same time, that's big game. That's good stuff. So there we go. What is this junk we are playing against? Okay. Allies and Juggernaut working together. Mass hysteria. And we got a Guardian. and I can't counter that, and I can't Titan's Presence that, so that's really depressing. If I draw another colorless creature, I can strangle it and then Presence it with a combo, but yeah, you can't do much about my Disciple. So I think we're just going to tap that down and pound away. Hit me. Okay. Well, that lets me do that, which I think we want to do on our turn, because if he untaps and plays an island, he can tap something down, so we just don't want that to happen, so we're just going to bam. Bam. And if you think Titan's Presence is a bad card, you're not alone. Many people probably do. Except, oh yeah, it was in the finals of a SCG Open this weekend. So now people will probably say it's really good. Some things don't change. I do think that if we get any of the good colorless creatures, which I think is it's a bit unlikely, but if we get any good colorless creatures in the next set, I think that we will just have it made with Titan's Presence. I think it'll go from being barely useful to pretty darn good. But of course, we don't know a lot about the next set. We don't know what's going to be in Shadows. We don't know what card pool they're going to give us. And talking about it just makes me wish it happened already, so it's kind of tough. Brah, AI pounding all-stars like a boss. That's how you get your 15 gold. Now, would it beat a human being? Well, I still want to find out. If I can connect to a game, we will find out. Let's go try it again. See if the gods of matchmaking, if the cupids up there in the cloud have decided that I get to play a match now. How hard is it to find a player? I have a friends list full of players. Just a Tuesday in January. Xboxes all over the world should be fired up. Hey! Oh my gosh, it worked! For anybody just jumping in, this is probably the 18th try today. All of them recorded for Twitch posterity. And we got an opponent. Alright, we're going to put this little pile of ours to work and see if we can take down a human being. Alright. They gave us a 2 rank, of course, but part of the joy of being try-hard is we don't care. We stomp on their throats and choke until dead. This hand actually is not great. It's got a lot of things wrong with it. It's very one-dimensional and potentially in mana trouble. And yet, here we go. Why? Because I am so excited to have an opponent. I am feeling fearless. Alrighty. At the least, he's going to have a really hard time killing me fast. If it's a control deck, it's just going to be long, awkward staring contest, I think. Okay. If we get another black, that'll be good. Not just gonna spike a Strangler. Maybe we'll spike a Strangler now if this is gonna happen, but there's a good chance he has a Horribly Awry in his hand and we're just giving him a chance to take advantage, so if we're gonna play control-ish, we're just gonna do nothing. Let's see. So I'm just gonna spike a Strangler. I changed my mind. Let's get to work. And we took away our Titan's Presence opportunity, but we're gonna make him do something. If he has a Disperse or a whatnot, I don't know. Should play it if he has one. Yep, there it is. And the thing is, I may never replay that Strangler, but we ate a Disperse, and it might be better. It might be significantly better in our hand than it is on the battlefield. That's pretty funny. Okay, like it. Like it, like it. I think we're just gonna spike Ob, though. Yeah, we're just gonna spike Ob, because if he attacks Ob, he doesn't get Renown, and if he doesn't attack Ob, we can kill him next turn. I don't care about the 1 life. And we're not gonna kill his creature, we're just gonna go up. We're gonna make him play some stuff, because if he plays some stuff, bad things will happen to all of his stuff. Yeah. Because that's how we do. If I'm a bit animated today, I am working on drinking more caffeine and being a bit more animated. I think both Twitch and YouTube would probably enjoy that more than my very Zen master approach to magic, where I'm stoic and nothing faces me and everything is kind of humorous, but not very much. So, we're trying out some character development over here for CGB, and referring to myself in the third person probably needs to stop, I understand. We want to kill that while he's tapped out. He could run Spell Shrivel, he could run a few things. And I think the play is this one. Think, think, think. Yep, we're gonna do it like so. Good night, sweet Haven. Bon voyage. And we've got another one. Am I gonna do the same thing? I mean, no, now we can do this, so that's what we'll do. That's what that, processing, we're gonna get our processing on. And we're gonna just ride Ob to the top rope and deliver the finisher, the coup de grace. I think that's a word. But don't quote me. Alright. I guess it's possible that we'll want 4 mana this turn, so I think I'm going to follow with the untapped land. And remember, he asked for this. He put the Strangler back in my hand with Disperse when he was low on mana, which I can't really blame him for, but he knew it was there. He knew it was coming. He wanted this. Alright, blue-white, go fight. What you got? Royal Spout. Oh, he's asking for more. That is fine with me. That is fine with me. When we're already drawing 2 cards a turn and Telling Time's gonna give us top 3 selection, oh yeah. Oh yeah, you can do that all you like. So this is certainly gonna go down as a bit of a lopsided game unless something changes dramatically. Gideon, anyone? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I think we can comfortably drop that this turn. I'm just going to use our Stranglers to make sure nothing happens to Ob, and we're going to ultimate him, and we're going to play the really lame safe game. Yay! That's fun. And probably very frustrating. I know. I know. AI time? I bet it is. It's that AI time. Things have gone so horribly awry. That or it's freeze frame time. Okie doke. Oh, hello. That's what we're rolling with. 2 of them. 2 of them. We just need to exile 1 more thingy. So, what we got? We got Titan's Presence to get the job done. So, that could happen. Instead of going up to Ulamog, Spell Shrivel can get it done. Instead of going up to the Ulamog type top rope, I just don't think 10 mana is a realistic ask for the deck. But this card is interesting. That also gives you some Titan's Presence ability and is generally pretty good. I don't know. I want to try it. I want to see what happens. I want to see where it goes. I like trying things. Hey, I got something for you. It's an Ob pendant gold chain for you to be gangsta with. And we're just gonna keep kicking it. Although, you know what? I want to keep 3 mana up for a Shrivel, but I think I can safely just throw one of these out there for some aggression, because if we're gonna exile for all this stuff, there's not gonna be enough to exile. So we may as well get a 3 mana 3/2 to get some damage and get this game wrapped up before the AI pulls some magic out of its butt. Yeah. Bye-bye. Now you shall know my wrath. Probably should have used Titan Presence, save the Shrivel. Oh well. At this point, just checking out and getting this one done. Already looking at the next game. A comeback here would be the most crazy of things. No. Boo. That's another problem with the ingesty things. Can happen. All they have to do is bounce it, or top deck it, or whatever, royal spout it. And it's back to being a little 5/5 because now we're out of food. Displacement wave. Goodbye, Thopter tokens. It's just gonna throw all the stuff at us, but that does not matter. Card draw to death. Alrighty. Our opponent didn't have a good draw. Probably could have, I don't know. Probably some kind of a blue-white tempo deck or control deck. It's hard to tell. Running some pretty ugly flyers, so not a lot to take other than we got a game against a human. Hallelujah. So, can we get 2 games? Oh my gosh, again? We're getting another game. We're on a roll. We went 0 for 17. I think there were, I can recall 17 failed connections, and now we've had 2 in a row. Turning it around. Turning it around. Had to get a new table, had to get a new dealer. Our blackjack luck was just running cold. So, it looks like this person is probably going to get really red, really aggro, and I'm curious to see if we can hold up to that, because there are things that would say maybe. Let's just put it at a firm maybe with the right hand. Not that hand. That ain't it. This is not that good, but we're on the play. I don't think we can expect 6 cards to be better. Oh yeah, you mulligan, buddy. I need some mulligans here. Yeah. Oh, well, maybe not that many. 5? 5 on the draw. Yeah. We'll see if he sticks around to play it out. We'll get Sludgy out there. Get him to work. Do something, you insect. You drone. So we got a Plains, a little misleading from the readiest red avatar, so maybe it's some intentional misleading. I want to get our blue mana online so that we have it for next turn. So that's why we do the gate and not the foundry pump. And let's see, so we might still have some red action going on here with an aura type Boros build. And if that's the case, then a card like this will be really good. Really, really good. But I don't want to tap mana right now. I mean, if he auras this up, we can presence him. So I kind of think we can resolve Jace now. Because whatever he does next turn, we can untap and kind of be set. We can go removal or we can go counter from there. And if he doesn't deal with Jace right away, we'll be in great shape. If he does, then we're just where we are anyway. So I think we can just resolve this now. Maybe I'm crazy. I'm trying to think of what the deck can do about it. Not too much. Inferno Fist could have been a reason not to, but he would have had to have exactly 1 red mana and Inferno Fist. Flying Goblin Arsonist. There are probably better plays in the game, but this is what he's got. That's another good draw. We pretty much want as many of those effects as we can get our hands on, but let's kick off the party by getting our crawler in there for a little more exile action. Sludgy. Get sludged. Okay. Let's draw. I'll discard this Foundry if I hit a different land, and I do. And I'm done. Alright. Call of the Full Moon. Ki. It's a karate chop. Bam. 3, 4, 1 off complete disregard, and you don't even get to poke anything with your Arsonist. Pretty good. Pretty good. So, he's... oh man. If we hit our lands and get up to this, I don't know what could be done. You'd be in a lot of trouble. So let's try to look for those land drops. That can get us 2 land drops. I don't think we'll need this, but we definitely won't need both of these. I'm gonna toss off this guy. Still not gonna pump my crawler, I'm just gonna keep my mana up, which is kind of the weird position that crawler puts you in this deck. I want something early. I want to be able to maybe steal some ingest triggers here and there, but I don't want to put a lot of mana into it. Now, because getting to this is so lethal, I really do want to do this now and try to hit a land drop. So I'm going to, but it's risky. Okay, we got there. I guess... this, I mean, it doesn't look like our board state's going to need this anytime soon. And he's out. I guess he really, that complete disregard must have been a real backbreaker. He was really leaning on Arsonist. Alright, let's hit a land, please. Thank you. So we're definitely at a point where I don't think Shrivel will be even a card. But on second thought, we can flashback Presence with Jace, so we'll kick off Presence. And now we'll get big and nasty. It's like 9/9. Most decks are just gonna be, how do I deal with that? I don't know. It's gonna be tough to remove. I guess the Bone Splinters decks won't be too worried, but most of the time that'll be pretty tough one to deal with. Let's poke you down to size. Let's send the team. And let's keep throwing down big monsters. It is a bit of a tap out deck. It really wants Shrivel to counter like whatever the big turn 4 or 5 play from the opponent is, and then we get on with the rest of the beatings. And he gives us 2 cards, and that's a pretty good card to be given. And we got an Ember Hauler dude. Let's just say bye-bye to Ember Hauler. Yep. Nice try. So we finally activate Sledge Crawler to save it from removal. And we take down game number 2. So pubbing on a Boros deck that mulliganed a pretty bad hand and couldn't bear the thought of his Arsonist being exiled. Plus we just have so many cards that are a complete blowout against the auras like Disregard and Titan's Presence. So that matchup doesn't feel horrible unless they get, you know, like turn 1 dude, turn 2 Call the Full Moon, and then we can't exactly disregard it, and we have to have something like Despoiler ready to Titan's Presence Sid, and if they have Titan Strength, which is kind of funny because they both say Titan, but if they have Titan Strength, then now we can't Titan's Presence. So there are draws, but didn't have it. Wasteland Strangler is really good in that matchup too if it gets online, if we get to ingest anything. If we're on the play, Horribly Arise is really good. It's just, I think this deck wants to play anything that it really relies on creatures on turns 2, 3, 4. Whether it's a Nantuko Husk type deck or an Elf deck or anything like that. I think that's what this deck wants to battle. This deck does not want to battle ramp. It's, you know, maybe I can ingest a few things and play a 9/9 on turn 6, but the ramp deck can laugh and untap for their turn 6 or turn 7 and play a 10/10 Indestructible and exile my 9/9. So I don't think that's where I want to be. Alright, 10 rank, 75 card stack. Let's see what you got. I think this is a good curve if it's one of those decks we discussed that we're good against. I think that's exactly what we want. If this deck is solid enough against Elves and Thopters and linear aggro and things of that nature, then it might be a good deck to play, because that is the most common thing in the meta. It's more common than ramp, is just the linear synergy decks of Elves and Thopters, and, you know, it's kind of like new Magic Player 101 type decks. It's much more common than Control. It's usually more common than ramp. Goblins could fall into that, but red aggro isn't that popular right now. And beating those is sometimes hard if you've got the wrong deck, and this might be the right deck for that kind of job. Like, I've been playing that Husk deck for a week, all different types of Husk decks, and they have a lot of trouble with Elves or Thopters. Yep, that's gonna be sad. There goes your Nissa. Here it goes. If you're really nice, I'll let you have it back someday when I make a 9/9. And we're just gonna kick it. We don't have flesh bags, so there's no reason to like disregard. Oh yeah, you can have that. You can have that all day, because he's not in the graveyard, and now that's exiled too. So we're just gonna break up all your grave shenanigans with your Sultai deck, which seems to love this whole kind of, look what I can do. I can cast Fleshbag Marauder 15 times. Isn't that cool? Yeah, that's something, but you're gonna be in trouble against a deck like this that's gonna exile all those little pieces. That's what we're gonna do. So what do you got? Read the bones, sure. Maybe dig him for a Reusel. That's about the best that we can do right. Our opponent can do right here. There it is. No problem. It happens. He took pretty much his whole turn, 5 mana, 2 life, to get Jace back off the tables. And he's still gonna have a hard time slipping anything by us. There is a really good chance of like Fleshbag Marauder though. I think we can disregard this. I think that's the play. Merklurker. So I'm gonna disregard over here. Boom. And a horribly awry right here. And we'll just keep exiling all his stuff and make his Grave Diggers and Possessed Scabs and whatever they are really lame. And then we'll pick at him with Foundry of the Consoles. We're not just going to jam a Despoiler because Fleshbag is very likely. So we're going to make some Thopter tokens and then play it. Nope, you don't get that either. Just no fun. No fun. One of the problem with making Thopter tokens, and then we need to draw land to drop the Despoiler. If we drop the Sower, we can have the land now, and if he has a Fleshbag, he'll have to use it on Sower, which does open up Despoiler to run the show. So even though I might lose my Sower here, I really want the lands. And we get them. And they're even on color. Lucky us. So he's got a pile over here. What a weird pile of junk. Looks like he's drawn all the creatures in his deck. And now we're exiling spells off the top. So it's a mixed bag of nuts right here. Let's see what he can do about an Oblivion Sower. Bone Splinters, Fleshbag Marauder, Flesh to Dust is apparently a card that this player is fond of. Okay, Woodland Bellower. Probably getting a Elvish Visionary? Or a Bounding Crassus. Guess I forgot about that one. But we're Fleshbag clear. So we get to run the yard. I think I want to see if I can make him trade with Sower though. Because right now he has enough power to trade with Despoiler, so we don't want to show it to him. Here's the blocks. Yep. Now the one thing that this is really good for him is if he has another Gravedigger up his sleeve right now, which is asking a lot from the 75 card deck, but it's not impossible. And we have to be careful about what we put back in the graveyard. So he can have this back, because I don't think he can recur it too many ways. And I think he can have a mirror back. I really don't think I care about a mirror. Anchor's fine, I guess. No, that's actually not fine. Neither is Flesh, because of Possessed Scab. So, yeah, it's mirror. So now let's see if just a flat 9/9 can get a job done. Because part of the whole theory of this deck is if I tap out on turn 6 for 9/9 after countering and neutering most of their plays, that the deck can win. So this will be the experiment. First weed a Gate Creeper. Okay, Altar's Reap. Yeah. Card advantage. I know. I know. And there's a Merklurker. Okay. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 damage out there, so it still doesn't trade yet. I think he wants to block with the mirror next turn. So if I crack my foundry... Oh, he's gonna attack. Okay. Cool. So I think I do crack my foundry here. Get that flesh bag protection online. I wasn't going to if he planned to block with the mirror so that he couldn't trade with one of my tokens with the 2 damage. So yeah. Need to stop drawing lands though. Okay. Don't know about that play. Probably something better that could have been done. So now that he has one of these, he can have that back. And since we're still going to have 2 in the graveyard, he can have this back if he wants to get it. If our opponent floods like we flood, we'll win this battle, given time. But one of us, you know, preferably both, we gotta stop drawing these lands. I mean, that's okay. It looks like most of his deck is gonna be easy to pick off with that card. Oh yeah, I know. I know you want some life. I get that. You're gonna need it. What's it gonna be? You going beatdowns? Okay. So he can gain 5, then he loses 10, and I lose 5. So it's basically 5 to 5, and he's actually ahead in the race. So I need a way to at least mitigate that a little, or I can't keep this up. And he's passing turn. Okay, so let's draw something. That's something. That is something. There's a good chance he has another Crassus, which we can horribly arise, so that's no big deal. But there's no reason to do this pre-combat, I don't think. There's a Disperse. Another Disperse off the top. Probably feeling really good about that, but that's fine with us because now we get to do this. We do unfortunately have to put his, we have to put everything into his graveyard, which is not good. And it's tempting to hold on to Horribly Awry since a Gravedigger would be absolutely brutal in this spot, but I'm not going to play for that. I'm going to get the 9/9 back out here and make the top of his deck be perfect right now. It's just too much board. It's too much board. Hey, 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 viewers. Welcome, viewers. Welcome, Stringer. Welcome, people who like watching Magic. I love playing Magic. Thank you for coming by. You get to sit back, Strangler. I don't want to make a dumb trade. Lifelink can go a number of ways. I'm gonna just cast this guy though. No ingest, but we just want more pressure. We want to end this game. We want to finish the top deck wars. And a Jotty. I don't mind a Jotty. At this point, like, Horribly Awry is reserved for junk like Whirler Rogue and Gravedigger. It's got to be something that matters. Okay. Land ho. And I still don't want to trade this off poorly, so let's keep it like that. Nothing we can do will kill him this turn. But now he's up against it. That's good enough. So, there we go. I think that'll do it. Nope, not quite. It's close. All I have to do is draw a removal. A different removal. That's too much removal. That's a little too good. So I wouldn't call our closing speed very impressive, unfortunately. It's kind of taken forever to grind out this win, but it's okay. This also isn't, you know, the kind of linear aggro decks we want to play. It's like a graveyard deck, though the exile effects were really good. Just kind of shutting down that graveyard synergy of any kind. There's another Despoiler. So there's a black-blue, it uses the processor mechanic, but it doesn't use a lot of ingest. So we get to use Stranglers and Blight Herders and Despoilers, but we're not gonna mess around with Mist Intruders or things like that. We're gonna use spells that just exile things like Horribly Awry and Complete Disregard and Titan's Presence and Spell Shrivel to get our effect. I think we'll go for one more. I still haven't quite had the challenge with this deck that I'm looking for. Languish as an IBM. Calling an IBM a lawn dart. Yeah, a little overboard with Languish. More removal than we needed in that spot, but definitely the kind of card that you want if they get ahead of you on board, which, you know, if they go first and I go second, we don't have a lot to do on turns 1 or 2, and it's very possible that they could have 2 or even 3 creatures before our first removal spell comes online. So that's where you just kind of have to have a Languish. It's gotta be. And, you know, Thopters, they just play a Whirler Rogue. It's obviously a Complete Disregard. Looks silly. It looks like a bad card in that situation. Good to have a Languish. We have high toughness on a lot of our creatures, so Languish shouldn't hose us very often. Well, we had been on a roll. We had connected to 3 games nice and quick. Let's see if we're back to the waiting for players to join match infinite screens that we suffered about an hour ago. If we don't get one on this try, I'm going to call this video a wrap and send this over to YouTube and maybe fire up a new deck or maybe play an old deck for a little while. If I do, I'll restart the stream right away. Oh, looks like we got a game. Looks like we've got a game. Oh, do I see this right? Ender's in round 4? Ender is in round 4 right now. Oh, snap. Guys, I've got to go. Go check out the UNC Dave stream. It is for the Hakumite round 4 invitational in what I'm calling the respect bracket. It's Ender versus Steely Dano. So just search for UNC Dave or check Magic Duels, and it's one of the streams that's active right now. So I'm going to put that up, and I'm going to stop talking and take down my stream, and we're going to check his out. So thank you all for watching, but get the hell out. Go watch the invitational.